Winged Valley. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this presentation right here between the one and only MVP.Lure. He is in the yellow trunks. He is playing Protoss to the northwest versus his opponent. It is SlayerS.Miya. He is in the red trunks, and he is playing Zerg to the southwest.
And both of these guys, well, let's talk about Miya first of all. You know, having a very good Zerg versus Protoss. From what I remember him, from the games I saw, I've only seen about 3 games of him, but the games he did play against Protoss players is that he did play a very similar Stephano-esque style. So Roachling heavy. If he sees early third bases, he'll punish it. If not, he'll sit back, take a fourth, and go straight to infestation pit. So a more so standard style of play. But we are actually going to be seeing an extractor trick come out from him, and I don't understand why Zerg players still do the extractor trick. I mean, the match going for a 9 Overlord. I don't get it.
The Koreans love it. The Koreans do the extractor trick more so than anyone else, and I don't know. Maybe they just don't read Liquipedia where it says this is bad, but it doesn't really make that much of a difference. It's like a 5 minimal difference at that, so I guess it's not too big a deal. It's just one of those weird cultural eccentricities.
Yeah, it's like, we played Brood War, we did this in Brood War, we'll do it here as well. But so far we do of course have the pylon down by Lure, and we'll be looking for a fast expansion, whether it be Forge, whether it be Nexus first, but in these locations, and the spawning pool being a little bit earlier than normal, it will be a Forge first here, and doesn't want to take too many risks.
Yeah, you can't risk it on a map like this either. It's actually quite a quick dash. This is kind of the opposite of Daybreak. This map is smaller than it looks, as opposed to Daybreak, which is definitely larger than it looks, so you can't take too many risks one way or the other. No gas being taken, of course. Why would you really want to do that with a probe in your base? There'd be an expansion after that. Question is, how long does it remain gasless, because that will be indicative of how aggressive this game gets early on.
Absolutely, and we're actually going to have a Nexus first, actually, come down from Lure, straight into Forge, so doesn't want to wait too long, but this could be a little bit dangerous here. There's only 2 lava saved up. He builds 1 ling, just 1 ling, he's not going to build another one, unless he builds it straight away. Nah, it's just going to be 1, so just 1 set of lings, and unfortunately for him, you know, he's not going to be able to run past or anything, and he could have run past, actually, considering the Forge and cannon will come down, but he's opting not to take any risks early on. He's just going to play very normal, and with just 2 lings, he wants 1 for the Zelnog Tower, 1 to have a look around, see where the probe could potentially be hiding. So
yeah, it's unfortunate, I suppose, that he didn't take that little risk, but whatever the case, it does put him in a decent economic position. I suppose the risk is if you decide to push a little bit too much, maybe you just skip your queen to get extra lings out, and then you just don't do any damage with it. It's a complete waste of time and money. And now the lings will eventually arrive, and the pylon block will go down. The cannon's about to come up, so there you go. Lure locks that down quite nicely, and it almost seems like the decision, I think, from Miya to not invest too much in that attack has actually paid off. He secured his 3rd quite nicely down to the bottom here as well.
Yeah, and once again we'll have another Zerg versus Protoss where it's pretty much textbook style beginnings and openings, but it all could change later on. The things to keep in consideration though on this map is that if a Roachling plate does come in, it is a lot more difficult to punish that 3rd base, so we may not even see that. So when the decision does come down, that fork in the road, you say, well, alright, do I build a lot of Roachling and try to do it, or do I go ahead and take a 4th base and build drones, take gases? Usually, you know, 8 times out of 10 it will be for the 4th base option.
Indeed. Alright, well, we've got Miya just having a little nibble right here just to secure his 3rd base. That will take a while for that to happen. And the +1 did come down. It was a little bit early, and that is indicative that he's looking for, needless to say, some kind of +1 timing here. Actually, Chrono boosts the gateway to get the Stalker out, and then immediately rallies it to the 3rd base, looking to try and take that Overlord out. But this could be similar to the expansion play that we saw in this map earlier. You kill the Overlord, and then you actually try and grab your faster 3rd base as Protoss.
Yeah, I mean, the Stalker's actually coming out to hide information away. He knows that there's going to be an Overlord there. That's like a really important location to have as an Overlord, so it's definitely going to go there. We'll see. He's got options still available. He is getting +1 attack though, but with sentries being made, he of course is being very conservative with the minerals. So he's about to have a lot of minerals saved up, and he's already at 300. Does he throw down 3 gateways, or does he try to take an expansion?
Well, the probe's on its way out, so we could be seeing, but it's going to be the expansion play. This is actually exactly what we saw in the previous series. throwing back the overload. Or maybe it was the series before that. Sorry, Zerg versus Protoss have a tendency of merging together for me, but
yeah,
it's one way or the other. This was done. Or this has been done already on this map. It's a very specific map to do it on because of that overload placement that you mentioned earlier. And will it be punished? Well, there's a lot more gas coming down for Miya already. He's throwing down his Roach Warren here. He hasn't gone there yet, though.
Lings.
Hello.
There's about a bunch of Lings, and that was trying to punish it.
The wall off.
Great pylon block there to prevent these Lings from trying to punish that. And he can end up just, he actually will get a pylon down here if he keeps going.
There's cancellation, actually lets it in. That's a little bit grim. Let's see how good the micro is, but the Zealot's coming in to fix that, so that's not too bad. But the third base has, of course, now been revealed. There's the cancellation, and it's going to be 2 more gateways now created at the front here to wall off. And with Roaches on the way, I mean, do you reckon that this is viable to actually punish from these positions?
Yes, it is not a really early... well, the thing is, comparing this to how SlayerS Puzzle did it, the cannon was bringing down the rocks to help out really fast.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
The Roaches could get there in time, but he most likely will just want to take the 4th base, which we're actually seeing him do here. Just opt to take all the gases, tech up, throw down the infestation pit down maybe very shortly, and just go up to Hive. It's really difficult to break this down, especially now the wall-off is done, a cannon is behind it too, and that's why I said, 8 times out of 10 people will just opt to take a 4th base instead.
Yeah. Well, Twilight Council being thrown down behind this for Lure, and a lot of gateways as well, a hell of a lot of gateways, and he needed that at the end of the day. He hasn't had more than just 1 gateway up to this point. The +1 has really not proved to be all that useful at all. He's actually now going into +1 ground armor, but this Twilight will then immediately allow for +2.
Yeah, and he'll continue with those upgrades. But right now, all he needs to do is try to get this Observer out, which is what he's just researched. He's got a 2nd one as well. Because Lure right now is on 3 bases. He's not moving past these 3 bases. He's not going to go attack now or anything stupid. He's going to use the Observer to find out what is he fighting against. Is it Spire? Is it Infestation Pit? We do see the Infestation Pit come down, and that's exactly what he's looking for, because if he sees it, then he immediately throws down a robotics bay and starts to build that high-tech army, slowly but surely. If he sees just Roach Ling, he'll stay on what he has right now, but that's what he's basically looking to find, and he will find it really early on.
Yep, and we're going to see a robotics bay coming down here from Lure, so fairly standard setup. Also adding on Immortals and Blink, just in case that big Roach aggression comes in. At the moment, it's Roach Infester, certainly. A lot of upgrades, double evolution chambers, the speed upgrade for Roaches and pathogen glands as well. And Loka trying to prevent a 4th base here. I don't think we're going to see that anytime soon, honestly, so I guess the Overlord just needed something to do with itself.
Yeah, I mean, it's always good to do that, to be honest. Lure right now still looking. He finds the 4th base and gases. He'll look for the 5th base as well in case his opponent double expanded. But right now we have Lure trying to make decisions on, does he go for a 3 base all in? Does he not? An Overseer does come in from Miya, SlayerS.Miya, and finds the robotics bay inside the main base. So now he knows that he's playing against Colossus potentially. So, he's already gone Hive, he's already got the Spire down and will be going Greatest Spire, but he knows at least that opponent's timing could come soon and will have to be on his toes to accept anything along those lines.
Yeah, we're looking once again for the 12-minute Hive here from Miya, and the Stargate is already coming down from Lure in response to that. So I think he knows. He knows at what state he's going to end up being there. He'll have to add on the mothership eventually. A forest of spines coming down here for Miya, a huge amount, 14 in fact, for the defense. And once again, just looking to buy time. He's got to deal with this Colossus push, and then he's got to go for this Greatest Spire play, but he needs time to make that work.
And I love that Lure has actually upgraded Overload speed and is just sacking in Overloads left and right, looking to find out if additional gateways have gone down or if the Stargate's gone down. Because that's what he's looking for at the moment, because he wants to know if his opponent looking to take a 4th base or is he coming to attack. Because there's 2 different options available for Miya to choose from depending on which one goes down. And now that he sees with the Overload on the right hand side that spread creep on that 4th base, that this is going to be a 4th base or an attempt to take a 4th base. As he can also see that his opponent's upgrades are only at 1-1, and seeing that means that the Chrono Boost has not rushed it out. He's not looking to do a +2 or +3 timing attack like previously where +3 was rushed out really, really fast. So right now, Miya can sit back and probably take a 5th base and just start to get ready to fight against the mothership and the late game Protoss army.
Yeah, quick blink in here by Lure just to pick off a couple of units here and there, but so far a fairly passive game. More Spine Crawlers coming down. Both of these guys know exactly what's coming. We know for a fact that the Broodlords will be coming in shortly. That's why the Mothership is being obstructed by Lure in response to prepare for that. A lot of these Overlords have been moved over to the right-hand side, preventing bases, and also getting a lot of information about the position of the army and its total composition.
And, you know, the Roachlings are also helping out these Overlords scouting, are there to die too, don't really need them. 5th base of Miya does come down. And Mothership is on its way, and once again we're going to have a very similar game like we saw previously with Puzzle against Lenok. Pretty much the same aside from the Mulisks. But like the way that they're expanding, the way that the Porous player is playing very slow and steady is exact replica of how Puzzle played. And a Warp Prism is now being made, so we may actually see a push out shortly if this Warp Prism's coming, or at least the tickle of the Warp Prism, the harassment of that Warp Prism, because Warp Prism speed is also on the way.
Yeah, and Lure is now pushing forward, though. He's got his Colossi now cleaning up this quite nicely, and these Roaches are just going to be ripped to shreds, as you can clearly see right here. And, I don't know, Miya's not supply capped yet. He didn't have to lose those.
Yeah, and right now that Lure is just killing creep tumors. He's not really looking to fight because he doesn't have the Mothership, he doesn't have +3 or +3 armor as well. Waiting for both of these upgrades to come in. But it's always good to move out just to kill creep tumors. Apparently there's one still in the Xel'Naga Tower which he has missed. But, well, that sucks because there'll still be creep there, unfortunately. And he thinks he's eliminated all of it. But right now, look at this. Before the creep goes, Miya moves out with his spines, which is always nice because now he has a large area to play around with.
Yeah, certainly. And that's a nightmare to attack into. No way in a million years would you want to try to attack into that, and Miya knows that. That's why he's actually positioning them in the way that they are, and it gives essentially a fire base for Miya to move his Broodlords out of, and then also to retreat to.
Warp Prism headed down to the 5 o'clock base here. If it launches Zealots out, it will kill this hatchery. There are no units anywhere.
Yeah, they are. That's a big Zealot warping right there. Yep, free hatchery, folks. Free hatchery for all. It still hasn't got +3, but it's not going to make a blind bit of difference because there's the slicey going on, and the Zealots will take that out, no problem. The Warp Prism's also free to actually make a move into the 3rd base here, and it looks like it might just try and do that.
Is Puzzle playing on Lure's name because they're playing exactly the same. Dodge
really
coming down, which will increase the level of damage coming from the harassment, and also +1 air weapon, so eventually we'll go for the carriers.
Well, nicely cleaned up there by Miya. He has quite a few Corruptors, so that Warp Prism went down like a sack of bricks. Dark Shrine +1, as you accurately pointed out there. And I'm loving the fact that carriers are actually being used in this matchup now, and they're, for the most part, being used to reasonable effect.
Yeah, they're really, really good. Really strong, actually. And we do see another Warp Prism on the left-hand side. The Zealots do make their way to the 4th base, but they will get surrounded and killed by Lings. But there is a Warp Prism in the main now, and it's going to try and come in. The Queen, though! Hero Queen!
Oh, it doesn't get it before the Zealots go in. How very unfortunate for her. She almost managed it. If only she had +1 ranged attack.
Yeah, indeed. 4th base. No! 4th base!
No, that's not going down. It's a nice little surrounding. It loses a lot of drones to make this work, honestly, but he saves it more to the point, so that's okay.
And the harassment continues. The Zealot will kill a Queen in the main base. And now a bunch of Zealots. Oh god, that's a lot. 16 Zealots making their way down the right-hand side, looking to bring down all the spines, looking to just waste minerals. He has 2,000 in the bank. Why not do something like this to keep the Zerg money down as well? And another Warp Prism
every Spike Crawler. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, those Zealots aren't going to get very far through that, I'm afraid. They're going to get sliced to pieces. He does some damage to the wall up, certainly. There's the warp in the cancellation. The DTs get their way in there, but a great fungal there by Miya to pick that up. Doesn't have the detection, but it doesn't make a blind bit of difference. That is a lot of dead DTs. That could have gone really messy.
Base as well.
Wow.
There's a lot of transfuse.
He doesn't use it either. I think he was too focused on the DTs, I think, to be able to deal with that. The Zealots pick it off, and things are looking kind of grim here for Miya as this harassment is fantastically effective, but I mean, there's still another base up to the side here, and we've still got a very passive style here from Lure aside from this harassment.
Yeah, he sends out Zealots all the time. There's another squad of Zealots, 10 Zealots making their way down the right-hand side here, looking to do basically the same again. And even a handful, 5 actually coming in to help out from the center too. And he's got +2 air weapons on the way. He will want to throw down a bunch of Stargates any second now, so that he can start to build the carriers. But God, these Zealots making a hard use of this, and the Warp Prism actually at the 9 o'clock base.
Yeah, and there's enough Zealots actually to break that Spine Crawler wall, and that's a lot of Dark Templar that just got warped in there. Nice move, actually. There's no detection on that. Never mind. There isn't actually any detection there at all. Overseer now moves in, finally. But can he get the hatchery? He gets it. Wow, that was a blunder and a half from Mika. He did not have the detection above his base, and the fourth is going to go down as well. This harassment is crazy here from Lure.
Oh, Jesus, he's just falling apart. He's got so many Broodlords, a bunch of Banelings, but he's just dying to Zealots, and that will actually push him into almost an all-in attack because he doesn't have the backup behind this. And even Zealots going to the third base. What is going on?
This is madness.
Just walking Zealots across the map and winning.
This is madness. Zealot's good unit, apparently, and he's got Vortex. A hell of a lot of them. Oh! The Vortex, all the Banelings now into the Vortex now. Everything being thrown in there, actually. This is going to get interesting.
Yeah, it's going to go pretty crazy. And Fungal coming down, but there's a lot of units left outside the Vortex.
Oh!
Wow.
Oh, fireworks! It's not the 4th of July yet. What the hell happened? Huge damage on both sides as Banelings go off. The Storm is dropped. Oh my god, that was a massacre. Yeah,
it is indeed, but there's a lot of money being still available, but only minerals for Miya, who's lost hatchery after hatchery. His third base is about to go down. Lure, if you concentrate on killing the hatchery, you will kill it, but as Lings spawn out, it will not go down. Nope. Broodlords still a lot remain, and there's no mothership, no carriers or anything yet.
No, he doesn't. He actually lost the mothership. It was taken out by the Corruptors just before they were all killed in that... I don't even know what kind of toilet that was, but I don't want to go anywhere near it, quite frankly. I use the men's instead. And Miya continues with this aggression. There's the Blake right underneath. Does +3 Stalkers ripping through the almost naked Broodlords, but now moving into a better position. Those Archons can't get anywhere close, and Miya fights back from this position.
And Laura's used so much money and on building Zealots. I mean, we actually had infested Terrans or infestors on the top right, killing all the probe line for Lure, so his money is very low. He doesn't have that many probes, only down at 59. And this is crazy. And oh, the Broodlords!
Well, that's not where you want to put your Broodlords, quite frankly. The Spine Crawlers, they were trying desperately to get back into a defensive position, but didn't have another blink forward. Ends up taking a lot of hits from the Spines, but perhaps worth it considering the amount of damage he's been able to do. The Broodlord threat essentially ended for the moment.
Yeah, and still, both of these guys working on very, very low economy.
Yeah, definitely. They've taken so much damage at this stage. The Infested Terrans now moving onto the 5th base of Lure to once again deny mining time. Lure forced backwards. A Warp Prism is on its way again to this base up to the side, which I think is the 6th. That is most likely going to end up going down again. Warping right into this drone line. Could end up happening any moment now. There it is.
Yeah, he doesn't want to waste too much money, though, because there's Broodlords and Spines there, and that actually was a waste of money, and he doesn't have that much money at the moment. And Infestors are about to get taken down on this top right base. Walk to their death.
Yeah,
Burrow to their death.
Not ideal, just bring an Observer just in case the photon cannon detection wasn't enough. That was...
Ooh, DT in the main.
Slicey. What damage does it do? No, it hasn't been detected as of yet. Grabbed it with a fungal, but there's no second fungal available. The Dark Templar is actually working on Lings at the moment, which is not exactly the most useful thing ever. I imagine Overseer will come in shortly. There's the fungal to clean that up as well. And this is pretty brutal for both sides, but Lure with a much larger army at this stage.
Yeah, and he's getting a better economy too. 180 supply. There's not really anything supporting the Broodlords, unfortunately. There's only 5 Infestors and 11 Lings, and unfortunately that's not enough here. And with Storm available too with this army, he'll Storm, he'll get rid of, feedback the Infestors, Storm the Lings, and blink underneath. And it should be a very easy maneuver. Maybe not here because there is a lot of Spines, so it is a risk. But with a Mothership, I guess it doesn't really matter because he will have a Vortex soon as well. So he is more than welcome to take this opportunity.
He's just going to go battering ram on this one, and the Vortex hasn't gone down yet, but there is an opportunity for that to happen. Another Storm goes in underneath that as well, and another one, and there's the GG. Nicely pulled.